Hi, and thank you for having me. My
Welcome.
name is Barbara. I'm a psychologist from Nuru Horizons Foundation.
Yeah.
Nuru Horizons Foundation was created by Charlotte Majima, who was the former governor of UN Mombasa. And she had this desire to be able to impact the youth in whatever capacity she could. One of the things that was deep in her heart was the aspect of bridging the gap of period poverty and just empowering the youth generally, with empowering them with mentorship, mental health. Yeah, that's basically what we do in Nuru Horizons.
Amazing. Now we know that you have done previously. You've joined hands with Bamburi Charity Network,
Yes.
and you've done so many pad drives, and it's been amazing. It's been inspiring. Could you give us a little breakdown of what you've done so far as Nuru Horizons, peke yake, and as Nuru Horizon and Bamburi Charity Network?
Okay, so as Nuru Horizons, we did our first pad drive in 2023. It was the first, the first time you do something, you have all sorts of jitters, like, oh my God, how will it go? All that.
Yeah.
So yeah, our first pad drive was at a school in Kwale. It was called, the name has escaped my mind, but the first pad drive we did, it was exciting, it was impactful, it was, the feedback that we got there was super encouraging, because it encourages, because from the first time you do something and the impact that the school is called Nzovuni. It's come to me. Nzovuni. Secondary school. It's a mixed school, and the students there were receptive. It was so good that we went back a second time. So yeah, it was our first time doing that, especially now for the men, because that is something they've never done before. For us also, this is the first time going there, being in a position where you can impact others positively, to be able to be in a position to also receive from the students how, just basically having an opportunity to positively impact other people. It was exciting, it was scary, but we are grateful that we had that opportunity, because it's paved the way for so many other opportunities like the ones we've done with Bamburi Charity Networks. So with Bamburi Charity Network, we did one. The most recent one we did was at Veti, and the previous one was at a children's home. Both of them were amazing. They were successful. The children at the children's home were receptive. Also at Veti, it was amazing. The teachers there, the students were, just thinking about it puts a smile on my face. It was like, wow, we didn't know that this is something that people actually look forward to. So all the events we've done so far have been amazing, and we are grateful, and we look forward to more opportunities to impact the community and society positively.
And Barbara, menstrual hygiene is part and parcel of the menstrual education.
Definitely.
So how can poor menstrual hygiene or lack of access to pads impact a girl's self-esteem and academic performance?
It definitely impacts negatively, because if you do not have pads or access to just sanitary towels, you feel like your life has stopped, because this is something that's happening. You're bleeding, you can't help yourself, you don't have you don't even know where to start, because it's like, this is something that's out of my control. It's something that's supposed to be natural, and if now, let's say the environment at home is not receptive, it's even worse, because the girl is like, okay, who do I run to? Who do I talk to? Maybe if they have a friend or someone else, maybe a classmate understands and notices and says, hey, it seems like so-and-so looks like they're having a tough time. Maybe they talk to them about it. They're like, it seems you're having a hard time. So it takes a lot of courage. For a girl to be able to be like, okay, this is something that's happening to me, it's out of my control. Let me see what I can do to get help, to maybe go to a teacher, or maybe even if it's a neighbor, or hopefully if the environment is created at home, they can talk to their parent or even older sibling. So yeah, it can really negatively impact a girl. So that is one of the reasons that really fuels what we do, to positively impact and empower them.
What role can the society play in supporting a girl's mental health in the menstrual hygiene program?
Kindly repeat the question.
Yeah. What role can the society play in helping a girl accept herself, like in teaching and, the menstrual hygiene and, the whole thing about menstrual poverty or,
Yeah, the society can definitely play a role because anytime where the society is made up of people. So for you as a person, for you to get to the point you've gotten to in life, whatever age you're at, there are people that hopefully have positively impacted you.
Yeah.
So as a society, it starts with one person. You seeing, this girl looks like she's having a tough time. Or maybe they look like they don't have someone to talk to. Or maybe a girl actually comes to you, whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah.
If you're in a position to positively speak to them, like being like, oh, okay, you're going through your menstrual, you're going through your monthly period, it's okay, it's normal, it means you're fertile, it means you're healthy, this is how you go about it, helping them to have a better understanding of it. If you don't have a good understanding of it, looking for someone actually who can talk to them about it. We live in a digital era.
Yeah.
You can actually seek out content. There's TikTok, there's the internet itself, they even books about it. So doing that, every person, to whatever capacity they have, trying to positively impact a girl, or even teaching the boy so that it's not something that is taboo, because it has been taboo for years. Yeah.
Also, in the digital age right now, we know that when people want to know something, they go to social media. Looking at the girls, is there something that they shouldn't do, especially in researching on menstrual hygiene? Like, unajua, sometimes they can go to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is not always right.
Yes.
They can be told to do a certain thing, place it like this, do this and this. How should they approach this?
I think it's definitely important to, when you're doing your research, you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
Because there are things that people will tell you, oh, when you're on your period, should you work out for an hour? There are people who have, let's say, period cramps and they can't work out.
Yeah.
Some of them, maybe the best they can do is stretch. Some, the best they can do is walk. Some people actually need, let's say, painkillers. So even with the aspect of taking painkillers, like there's a way you can't just take painkillers because someone else took.
Yeah.
So I think it would be important also to take a step further and probably go to a gynecologist or go to a doctor that can be helpful, because it's not good to just guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the internet, yes, can be helpful, but you definitely have to choose what you're taking from it, because not everything is correct, like you said, Andy.
Yeah. So, and then what would you tell a girl who maybe they saw something that happened or helped their friends, akaenda akajaribu na ikufanya, sasa anajiona, kwani am I different? What is wrong with me? She tried this, my friend did it, and it helped them. So why is it not helping me? What is wrong with me? What would you tell that girl?
If I'm talking to you and this is you, now the girl, I'm sorry that happened to you. I actually understand how frustrating it can be for you to see something work out for someone else and it didn't work out for you. And you start to question yourself and you're like, oh my God, why is there a problem with me? There's no problem with you, mama. Everyone is different. And I'm really putting emphasis on that, because sometimes just because there are girls and ladies in this world, we think that we are all the same. We are not. Okay, we are not. Even when we time the way our periods happen, there are ladies who get their ladies, sometimes our periods will coincide, sometimes they won't. And that's okay, because every woman, as much as we have the same hormones, they operate differently in different women's lives based on your lifestyle, based on your sleeping habits, based on your diet, based on the environment you're in, your stress levels, all those. There's so many factors that impact how a woman's body behaves. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're okay. You're perfect. You're unique the way you are, and it's okay. Embrace and love yourself as you are.
Yeah, because I know there's some ladies who panic, especially when they get their periods late. And I say, maybe something happened. Am I, so unawezaje tell that one another, like someone who is like that, maybe they get late and then they start feeling like maybe there's something wrong with me.
Sometimes even miss a month, actually.
Just like I've mentioned, based on your lifestyle, based on the diet, your sleeping habits, all those things, your stress levels, all those things definitely impact your monthly period. And you can't compare yourself to, or ideally you should not compare yourself to other ladies, because there are ladies who get their periods after 28 days, some 30. Okay, I know the one we've been taught in school is 28 days, but the people come get their period after 30 days, 32, some 24, 25. All those fluctuations in when your period comes is definitely as a reflection of all the things that have happened that month. Your period is usually basically like a report card that shows you, hi, I'm here, this is what happened. If you're having painful cramps, maybe there's this, that maybe you didn't sleep well, or you were under a lot of stress, all that. So it's definitely important to understand that okay, my period has come, this is what is happening, or maybe it's even late. And if it's being late does not mean that there's necessarily an issue with you. It could just be a result of maybe you traveled. But even traveling, change of climate can actually affect your period. So being late on your period, just because I know people unfortunately, people really compare themselves to other people. Your period coming late does not mean that you have a problem. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Yours is unique, and it's a part of just who you are as a person.
I know some men usually feel ashamed to ask, and I want to ask for the men. Is there something you see the men doing in approach to the menstrual hygiene and all menstrual things, thinking we are supporting you, but maybe we are not doing it the right way? Maybe there's something we say, there's something like when we find you, maybe umenyamaza, tunaanza kupiga ma story, but you do not want that. So
because
what
sometimes
should we do?
periods come with mood swings.
So maybe there's something we do that you don't like, and there's something we do not do that you would like us to do more.
Tanzia wapi. Anyway, on a serious note though, sometimes you hear comments like, uname jam ni period zake hizo, kwa monthly wewe ndio mbona una behave, those types of things, or are you being emotional on your period? And yes, in as much as our emotions as women are, and girls, and just as ladies, are definitely impacted when we are on our period. There's this joke that they say that for every phase, because a woman goes through 4 phases each month, it's like you get a different version of yourself. On your period, you're a different person. When you're on your follicular phase, you're a different person. When you're ovulating, you're a different person. And in your luteal phase, you're a different person. So of course, comments like that, you're just emotional, wako kwa period yako mbona una behave hivi, mbona, those types of things, it can really impact you. So you've gone through this every month, when I kunywa tu maji utakuwa tu sawa, utakuwa so it's like, hey, you're invalidating my experience. And I know a part of that is being able to be empathetic. And empathy is not just being like woye. Yes, you feel compassion for me, and I understand as a man you may not understand it, but the way you approach it, if you don't know, is okay, my brother, just ask. Ask her. If it's your girlfriend, if it's your sister, just ask, how can I show up for you? What would be helpful? And actually you'd be surprised, she might be open to tell you, by the way, I'd need this and that, I'd need this or that, and you can see how you can provide whatever she needs. Don't just assume. Don't I know sometimes people are just, let me go to ChatGPT, or let me ask my boys. No. Just ask her.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in this conversation on our social media pages, Blue Radio KE. Send us your questions, your comments. As a man, if you're listening, if you're watching this, please let us know if there is something you did to your girlfriend akakujamia, or something you really wanted to do but akasema no. Please let us know.
Barbara, you mentioned something earlier on about people having remedies for unasikia mtu anakuambia kama unasikia cramps ulale tu kwa tiles itafanya nini, ita ease the pain. And something that I really wanted to ask is, sometimes in a family setup you find that kuna a dad raising girls on his own, maybe pale brothers just living together with your sister, and inafika point and you just can't help them because unajua you've not had this education, or maybe you don't have any information at all about this. So what do you do maybe to engage men and boys in this conversation about whole menstrual education?
Of course, because I think I mentioned this initially. With boys and men, I understand this is not something that happens to you, so it can be something that's hard to wrap your head around. But it's not impossible to learn about. Just because you don't experience something, it does not mean that you cannot try kuielewa to whatever capacity unaweza elewa anyway. Because as a father, as a brother, there are going to be ladies around you. Let's say it's your sister or your daughter. There's the sensitivity that's required. There's the compassion that's required for you as you talk to your daughter, as you talk to your sister. Try to ask them, what do they know about it? try to see, even as you're research, you can research together so that you don't come with your own remedies. Like, anything, you're not even supposed to be exposing yourself to cold when you're in your period because it can cause cramps. That's a whole different story. But yeah, there's a way you can show up for your sister or your daughter that encourages, and especially coming from the male, whether it's your brother or your father, it goes a long way, because it's like, wow, if the men around me can support me in this way, I know that niko tu sawa, because you know the masculine is like it's like a steady tree that you know you can hide under kama kuna mvua, if it's really, if you need to get it's somewhere that you know you can hold on to and be like, okay, hapa, if I am secure like this in my dad, or if I'm secure like this in my brothers, I know that I'm able to show up as I need to show up in the world because they are supporting me and they have an understanding. They have done their best to understand me and support me even with my menstruation, because it's not a sickness, it's not a curse, it's something that's normal and part of my femininity. Yes.
Is there a way the female should, or the ladies should, is there a path, or I don't know how to ask this, but in some cases there's something we're calling period poverty, or menstrual poverty. Sometimes the ladies can feel like they do not have anything, like to afford the, and then they go to ask some men, but then they are taken advantage of.
Yes.
So what approach should they take in such a case?
First of all, if you are a girl or a lady that's gone through that, I am so sorry. You didn't deserve that. And I understand that you felt desperate and you found yourself in that position. And I hope that you get the healing that you deserve and that you require. And also to add on to that, because I know period poverty is a real thing. And we sometimes assume it's just in ati uko mashinani na ushago. But even in town, by the way, that people are going through period poverty. So you'd be surprised how many people are willing to help. There are people like, of course, Nuru Horizons, where to the best of our ability we can be able to support you. There are people, so there are even neighbors by the way that you can go to and explain your case to them, and they'll be able to support you. And I've also seen on TikTok sometimes people go forward and they're like, oh, you guys, I'm going through this and this, please support me. And people actually
come out.
People come out and help. Please usikime aki, usinyamaze, you're not alone. I know sometimes when you're going through something hard, you feel like you're alone, and the shame makes you feel like, wow, aki, I'm alone in this. No, please speak up, try to seek help. There are people that are willing to help you. All you need to do is just speak up. I usually say, closed mouths don't get fed. Ukinyamaza hivyo, utaumia tu mama. So please just try and speak up and seek help. You'll be surprised how many people are willing to help you.
And as a psychologist, I would like you to speak to this lady, maybe who went or who was taken advantage of, and they said, this is the last time I'm doing this. I will never speak about it. And they have never said anything since that day. And until today, they're afraid of men. They can't do anything, as in they're just rigid.
Unajua, this is, I think that trauma is a word that's really used these days a lot. Everywhere. Everybody's always calling everyone a narcissist. Everybody's calling people just different psychological jargon. So let me just use the word trauma here. And for those who don't know what trauma is basically something, it's let me say it's something that happens as a result of something that has impacted you negatively. It can be from an accident. Now, for example, in that case where a lady was taken advantage of when she was seeking help to get maybe sanitary towels, she'll feel like, I can't trust men. That is what is going to register in her mind. I can't trust men. And it will affect so many other things, including the way she sees herself, including maybe even her desire for even sexual intimacy. That is something that just goes out the window, because women need to feel safe for them to show up in a relationship. So for you, my dear, that has gone through that, I'm sorry you went through that. I can understand how difficult that was. And sometimes, sometimes you're sleeping and those thoughts sometimes show up in your mind, and it can even give you nightmares. But you're not alone. And please do your best to, if you can't, by the way, it's not si lazima you speak up to someone about it, because sometimes I know it can be challenging, but you can write it down. People handle trauma and people handle things differently. So if you need to write it down and get it off your chest, please do, because that's a way. It's called journaling. It's a form of coping through different things that you've gone through. If you feel you're in a space where you can go to someone and talk to them about it, please do, because you're not alone. And I've found that when you go through something traumatic, and especially if it involves someone else doing something as horrible as that is to you, you can be like, hey, Aki, sometimes even the person can intimidate you. And when someone intimidates you, you have a lot of fear, and you're like, oh my God, me, like I don't even know how I'm gonna go about this. So people are seeing you smiling, showing up in the world, but deep down you're going through a lot of pain. So definitely, like I've recommended, you can write it down. If you feel you're in a space where you can even talk to yourself about it in the mirror and affirm yourself and tell yourself, okay, that happened to you, but it was not your fault, because sometimes you feel like it's your fault. Sometimes, when bad things sometimes happen to women, they're told it's their fault. You did this, you dressed like this, you were desperate, that's why this happened to you. So reminding yourself and telling yourself, hey, it's not my fault. That person was twisted in whatever way and they chose to harm in that way, but that's not always going to be the case with other people. So write it down, or if you find yourself in a space where you can speak to someone about it doesn't have to be someone that's close to you. It can actually be someone that maybe creates that environment where you feel safe with. If you can even choose to go to a therapist as well, that can also help. Wherever you feel safe. What matters is you feeling safe and being able to open up and get it off your chest so that it doesn't determine your life.
I'd say, in case someone is feeling motivated by your words this morning and they're saying, oh, I really want to speak to Barbara, do you have a phone number they can reach you through?
Oh yes, definitely. So my number is 0729 96 9958. Yes, that's my number.
Awesome. And Barbara, as a psychologist, you tend to interact with so many people. You listen to a lot of stories about girls who have been stigmatized, who have a challenge or maybe problems with self-acceptance, because in certain communities menstruation is considered a taboo and stuff like that. And sometimes you just sit down and ask yourself, am I really willing to go and push through with this? Sometimes it really demoralizes you. But then again, in the same line of duty, you also meet some people who talk about how you change their lives, or maybe their views and their perspectives about menstruation. So is there that one success story that maybe you came across or you encountered that really keeps you motivated and keeps you going?
Definitely. The stories it's not just one, there's several. And it's encouraging because when you go to a new territory and you're speaking on something that's been taboo over the years, which is still taboo to some degree in this era we're living in, it really encourages you when you go somewhere and people are receptive, and later you get feedback. Like the school we went to, Mavumbo Secondary School, it's also a mixed school. When we went there, the students insisted that they wanted to send feedback to us, so they gave it to the guidance and counselor teacher, and the teacher in turn sent it to Charlotte, who is our chair in Nuru Horizons, and she shared them with us, and we even posted them on our socials. And reading each and every one of those notes and seeing how positively they were impacted. And it's not just girls, it's both boys and girls. So you can imagine how delightful that is. So that was amazing, knowing that they felt positively impacted, that the period stigma that was there, the shame that is attached to periods has changed, and that their minds have changed for the better in terms of that. They have a better understanding of it.
I know you had previously mentioned that there's a time you went for this pad drive, and then there was this watchman who was like, can you give me, and then you're like, hey, why is me? So it is not hard to speak out, and it's not shameful. It's something normal.
And I think this is a conversation that should start from homes, from the society. Let's normalize this conversation. Definitely. Let's not feel like when somebody brings up this menstruation topic, men shy away from talking about it. So let's just normalize and treat it as it's normal. I mean, it's nature. Nobody can prevent that.
100%.
Exactly. So on my next question, this year's theme is restore confidence and inspire purpose. What is the main objective behind this theme?
So restore confidence it's important to understand that, especially as a girl and as a lady, a woman, it's important to understand that your menstrual health, or rather, let me just say, your monthly period is a part of your femininity. It's not, you cannot be a female without experiencing your period. It's okay. It's healthy. It means you're fertile. It's something that ideally you ought to embrace. And I understand it's not, I'm saying it like this, it sounds easy, but it's not. I myself have had to sit down and change my thoughts from them being negative to positive, so that I'm able to show up in the world as I need to. So I understand that it's something that's been passed down as, this is something shameful. This is something that why it's like, it's out of your control, but it's made to feel like it's something that you should be able to control. So people shy away from it. Go and seek out ways that they can like hide away when they're on their period. Mtu anapotea wiki moja unashangaa nakwambia ndiko tu mgonjwa na mwana tumbo, and really it's because they're on their period. So definitely embracing your period and knowing that it's a part of your femininity will help you show up authentically as a lady. It will help you show up authentically as a girl, to know that, okay, my period is part of my femininity. I need to understand better about it, understand how my body shows up when I'm on my period. How do I handle myself? And you'll be able to go out in the world and do what you need to do without feeling any sort of shame around your monthly period.
Yeah. I know as Nuru Horizons, you've met with people from different walks of life.
Yes.
And you know, as a psychologist, you know how to deal with different kinds of people. So what is the best way to deal with a child or a lady from a less privileged family? What is the best approach to take while encouraging them on the mental health, on the hygiene of menstrual hygiene?
You know, of course, we all come from different backgrounds. And like you've mentioned, when someone has come from a less privileged background, there's a lot that happens there. The environment they've grown up in can really impact. You know, the environment you've grown in impacts the way you think and the way you see yourself.
Yeah.
So if this girl has grown up there and there's little to no talk about menstruation, it's like, wewe ako kwa siku zake, nini mkanunulia mkate, you know, those types of things. So if I was talking to a girl that has been in such an environment, I would definitely want to understand what has been your experience. Of course, I would also express my own experience if there's need for it, because you know, when someone sees that, oh, my experience and her experience are not that different, it encourages you, because you're like, oh, so I'm not alone. This is something normal. This is something that I can learn how to handle. This is something I can learn how to navigate through, and I can be able to live my life more authentically. I can be able to do what I need to do. So there's that. It's just definitely about understanding her from her perspective and trying to encourage her so that she sees herself as she ought to, which is in a positive and a beautiful light, so that she can be able to show up as a girl in this world positively. Yes.
And Barbara, you know, as a foundation, for you to mentor as many girls as possible, for you to reach as many people as possible, you also at sometimes need help from the organization, from the public. You know, even if it's not just financial help, you also just need some emotional maybe support. So how can somebody reach you? Maybe what kind of help would you maybe consider? Or maybe if somebody wants to reach out to you guys, what kind of help do you guys maybe somebody could help you with?
Okay, you can definitely help us by your contributions or your donations. They will really come in handy so that we're able to reach the girls. I mean, you're able to provide for the girls what they need. So we have a number for our treasurer called Jackson that I can share with you guys, so that you can be able to send your contributions to that number. You can call and make inquiries. You also have socials that you can reach out to ask. But yes, there's that number that you can call and make inquiries as well as make your donations. Yes.
And as we conclude, please let us know about the upcoming events by Nuru Horizon.
Okay, so our final event for this year's calendar is the event that we're going to be doing at Banga Secondary School. It's in Kwale. And it's going to be at the 18th. It's going to be on the 18th of October, which is next week. Yes. And it's going to be a pad drive with menstrual health talks. It's going to have a mental health talk, mentorship for both the boys and the girls. And we are also going to be doing tree planting on that day. So we look forward to it. We are very hopeful that it's going to be our best one yet, because like I think I've mentioned that it's the final event for the year as we regroup and make plans for the prospective year. So we are hoping that it will be amazing. For those who can be able to those who want to support us in any way, you cannot be able to maybe show up there physically, but you can contribute and help us. Even your prayers will go a long way. However you can support us, we'll really appreciate.
Amazing.
All right, Barbara, thank you so much for coming through. This is a very important conversation that people should really talk about. People should not shy away from talking about menstruation, because it's a beautiful thing, actually. It's not something that can be avoided, that you just say, no, this month I don't want it. So I think this is something that should be normalized, and as much as we tell our young girls to avoid teenage pregnancy, so maybe don't go out there and having irresponsible sexual intercourse, we also need to tell them about menstrual hygiene and how to go about all this thing. I don't know, and maybe if you have anything else to add on.
Also, menstruation is not salary. Si ati iko guaranteed inakuja every month. And as Barbara has said, people's bodies are different. So it is just understanding yourself, and also sometimes you cannot fully understand yourself because kuna zile irregular
periods,
periods. So it is very important to understand who you are, to understand and accept that you are a woman, you are different, you belong in the society. When you bleed, it means you're fertile. It doesn't mean that you're not dirty. And to the men, let us support our sisters and our wives, our partners. Let us show the support they need.
Yes,
because it is very important. And as we conclude, we're going to put that number down in the comment section. Please be sure to help where you can.
It is actually Mazingira Day, so let's go out there and plant trees.
Make sure we plant as many trees as we also gear up for the 18th to go join Nuru Horizons. Kumesikia kutakuwa na tree planting. Maybe Barbara, kutakuwa na t-shirts.
Well, you can actually, if you want to get a t-shirt, you can reach out to us. The number that Andy and Kish will write on the description, you can actually get it from there. And you can reach out if you want t-shirts and all that. We definitely, there are t-shirts you can have from organizations. You can just talk and make arrangements on that.
Beautiful.
All right. Thank you very much, Barbara, for coming through at
Thank
Blue
you
Radio.
for having me.
You're always welcome here. Every time you have a power drive, every time, whenever you need any help, Blue Radio will always come through and help you guys out.
And people learn every day. So in case you feel like there's something that you really need to add to what is what has been already said, you're always free to come and help. Let us have this talk and this conversation. All right, bye for now.
Bye for now.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.